There is one thing I can do for them. It is to win and keep winning until I attain my dream. My dream is already smeared with blood. I don't regret. I don't feel guilty, but I'd rather sacrifice myself than watch any more innocent children die in the name of my dream.
What's up guys, it's Punchy, and today I'm back with another crazy Deepwoken character build that I'm excited to show you all. For the past few years, I've been recreating my favorite anime characters in our favorite game, Deepwoken. Now, today's the time for something special. In this episode, I bring forth a cultural icon that inspired anime, video games, and even Deepwoken itself, so it's time to talk about Berserk. Just as a warning, there will be spoilers from the original Berserk anime and manga from the Golden Age arc, so keep an eye out, no pun intended. Seriously, if you haven't checked this series out, it's pretty legendary. Anyway, the manga Berserk is truly a gut-wrenching story. Revenge, betrayal, destruction, and loss are all common for the sacrifices in this story, and it just doesn't seem to get any better. Guts, the Black Swordsman, is dragged through anguish on his journey to vengeance, determined to bring down Griffith and restore his fallen comrade's honor. Disgraced by the power of causality, Guts constantly fights to reclaim everything taken from him during the eclipse. There's nothing that will bring back the dead or even his destroyed body, but this journey must be completed. Equipped with his unwavering will and an arsenal of apostle-slaying weapons, Guts trudges willingly on a path of destruction and despair. On this road of unfulfillment, I still stand alone. Incoming transmission, it's Punchy, and right now, it's honestly not looking too good. During the second eclipse, I lost my arm and one of my eyes, as you guys can see, and there's this weird skull looking dude that's trying to shake my hand. I don't really know what's going on, but I really need your help. So if you want to join my group as we attempt to fight back against Griffith, that's all I need. Make sure to like and subscribe, and most importantly, please enjoy. Before we start, I do have something to say. Guts is one of those characters that evolves and changes throughout Berserk's story. You know, he's a character that can be interpreted in many different ways, and this is just my take. So each build will look a little bit different and probably have different moves, so be creative if you like. Comment down below how you would make Guts, because I think build creativity should be encouraged, but you want to see what I did. Moving forward onto the most important part of any character, let's introduce his appearance. In Deepwoken, I was able to recreate Guts as a black-haired Tyrian, reminiscent of his appearance following the eclipse. After this blood moon of sorts, Guts lost everything: his friends, his leader, alongside his left arm and right eye, and yeah, that's the worst. Represented in game, my Guts was made with a dark, lighter weight outfit equipped with everything, including his automail prosthetic arm. This Guts was inspired by the era immediately following the eclipse, so I stayed away from his berserker armor. But something that Guts was graciously gifted during the eclipse was of course the Brand of Sacrifice. As a small reward from the God Hand itself, the Brand of Sacrifice degrades the marked target's life until they eventually fall into despair. Throughout the excruciating physical pain brought by the mark and the hordes of monsters that follow, Guts reluctantly embraced his new life of bloodshed. Being marked ourselves, we sacrifice mantras and take on the Brand of Silent Heart instead. Through constant pain, we evolve and learn some new techniques, just like Guts. Besides his indomitable will and weaponized rage, Guts probably wouldn't be anything without the iconic Dragon Slayer. That thing was too big to be called a sword, too big, too thick, too heavy, and too rough. It was more like a large hunk of iron. Introduced after the eclipse, Guts earns the legendary Dragon Slayer, which became as iconic as the series itself. This weapon doesn't even cut people. It's so heavy and giant, it just explodes them entirely. It's been bathed in the blood of demons for so long, it's been infused and now able to hurt them on the astral plane. So yeah, this thing is a cursed weapon, man. Moving in game, a fitting blade for the Black Swordsman himself, we equip a metal, dark alloy greatsword. Swinging through everything and destroying all defense, the God Hand must fall. Also, if you want to make a younger Guts build, you can try out the Inquisitor's straight sword or something smaller, because that works as well. Besides the legendary Dragon Slayer, Guts also also has access to different tools, including his throwing knives. After bludgeoning his enemy with the Dragon Slayer, throwing knives also come in hand, critically injuring apostle weak points from range. At the end of the day, Guts always stays prepared and has a backup weapon at all times. To represent Guts and his critical hit throwing knives, we've also equipped the Curse of Yun-Chul Wailing Knife. Swapping back and forth between the legendary Dragon Slayer and our secondary throwing knives, destruction becomes very easy. When that bonus damage procs from Yun-Chul, boom, that's a critical hit, piercing through the imperfect apostles. Also, from a gameplay aspect, I'm abusing a broken Switchblade synergy, allowing us to harness dagger talents on the Darksteel Greatsword. We get even more buffs absolutely for free. Decisive Blow deals double armor damage if our critical catches rolling players, which also adds on top of our broken Metal Drain. Even further, Knife's Journey grants our Dragon Slayer bonus damage when slapping players out of windups, and Successive Throw that actually just throws out a special throwing knife. So, to finalize Guts and his essential arsenal, we wouldn't be complete without our combat-ready prosthetic arm. Depending on the era, Guts switches between an explosive cannon beam and also his repeating crossbow. Alongside his throwing knives, this weapon does much of the same, sniping apostles from range and also keeping them down. Everything must be considered a weapon. Incorporated into our prosthetic arm, we snipe players from a distance with our built-in repeater. Although we don't exactly have access to side crossbows, this does the job correctly and bridges that gap between mid to long range. Also, with the use of our Silent Heart brand, we launch our crossbow bolt using Vengeful Pursuit. No matter where you are, our attack never ends. From a weak boy to a strong slayer, Guts is always evolving. Through pain and suffering, betrayal sent his world into despair and forged him into something great. Similar to Guts, our stats reflect that. Now, let's move on to his abilities. Quite simply, Guts has one goal, and that's to kill Griffith. Losing everything he loved, Guts vowed to relinquish his life dedicated to bring down the God Hand. No matter what, nothing will block Guts from reaching his revenge. Cloaked in darkness and veiled in shadow, we push forward, ignoring the destruction around us. It's simple, the depths cannot hold me. It's our duty to spin back for the homies with the run it back bell. Damned to despair, the brand of sacrifice brings only misfortune to its targets. Unlike the curse mark or being a cursed vessel, no strength comes from the brand of sacrifice. Marked by void itself, the God Hand chose Guts as a sacrifice, torturing him both physically and mentally. From the mark's searing pain to its attraction of monsters, Guts grows stronger through pure determination alone. Inspired by this, the mark of Silent Heart's Dreadfighter stacks strengthens our own will through combat and lets us improve on the battlefield. Besides this, the brand's searing pain sends us into a blind rage flow state. Enraged and empowered, we upgrade our attacks and destroy our enemies. Crushing everything around him, Guts has absolutely no regard for anything as he stomps apostles into the floor. It doesn't even matter if he's using his weapon or his body alone, weakness must be cast aside. Each strike sends his enemies flying into the air as they struggle to take down a single weak human. It seems to be impossible, but this is the true power of the Black Swordsman. Equipped with the Dragon Slayer, Guts crushes the ground with a single seismic burst. With inhuman strength, Guts kicks apostles into the air with a single stomp of his foot. There's nothing you can do to defend this. With an unparalleled will, Guts throws his opponents into the air with a simple kick combo. Powerful in all physical aspects, the Slayer's Ascension uppercuts all enemies in his path for destruction. Consumed by rage, Guts slices and dices in a dynamic dance of death and destruction to defeat anyone under the God Hand's dominion. Taking the title, the Black Swordsman of Disorder and Chaos, Guts devolves into an instrument of despair. The only way to truly succeed is to abandon safety and jump right in. Pushing forward, we enact our revenge using every tool at our disposal. Guts uses both the Dragon Slayer and his daggers to slay apostles constantly along his road to revenge. Our relentless assault continues as we keep on swinging. To consume your enemy, you must first be consumed by rage itself. Throughout his journey, Guts has fought enemies both big and small, forcing himself to adapt. In order to survive against these monstrous foes, Guts must constantly change and be flexible in combat. Whether he's wielding the massive Dragon Slayer sword or other tools, Guts always balances raw power with cunning tactics. Equipped with our greatsword, we engage the enemy with a destructive Mayhem Wild Leap. Cutting them down in a single slice, Guts grows stronger with every single kill. The Dragon Slayer becomes stained with blood as the carnage continues. Switching to our knives, we tear through opponents with a hell-splitting slash. No matter what weapon is in our hands, our rage shines through and leaves none standing. Shredding through demons and monsters of the night, Guts truly awakens his brutality as a bloody black hurricane. Spinning and swinging, his purpose never dwindles. We must achieve revenge no matter the consequences. In-game, we embody the darkness itself and slice the apostles down with our Black Hurricane Silent Heart Ankle Cutter. Like a raging storm of violence, there's nothing that can stop us now. And with that, our journey as Guts draws to a close. The story of Berserk is special and will always remain legendary in anime history, but for now, let's move on to my full talent list. Abandoning our humanity on the road to revenge, check out some fights from Guts, the Black Swordsman. And finally, we're finished. I was super excited to work on this project and I hope you guys enjoyed it, but as always, please comment down below who you want to see next and make sure to like and subscribe. Just like Guts, I'm also on my own journey trying to get 100k, so let's hit that goal. Thanks again, it's punchin' time.